Good day to you. Now I am going to explain you the Four Noble Truths which are considered as the main teaching of the Lord Buddha. If you realize the Four Noble Truths and follow the Noble Eightfold Path, you can get rid of suffering and experience eternal happiness. Whether the Lord Buddha arises or not, the Four Noble Truths exist. In other words, where there is life, the Four Noble Truths exist there. Further, the Four Noble Truths do not change because they are eternal truths. But average people or worldlings can't discover them. Only the Lord Buddhas can discover them and explain them to people with compassion. Then the wise realize the Four Noble Truths and lead a contented life, finally attain enlightenment and experience eternal happiness. The wise who realize this unique philosophy bring it from generation to generation. Before we begin to study the Four Noble Truths, we should understand some vital facts related to them. They are the meanings of suffering in the context of Buddhism and the three characteristics of our existence. Let us study them first. Then you will be able to realize the Four Noble Truths easily. When we discuss Four Noble Truths in English, we use the word suffering for the Pali word dukkha. Therefore, some people misunderstand that Buddhism is pessimistic. But we should know that the word suffering used in Buddhism has a deeper philosophical meaning. The word suffering used in Buddhism mainly means mental sufferings such as dissatisfaction, frustration, and mental stress. Besides, the wise know that mental sufferings cause diseases which cause physical suffering also. If you carefully study Buddhism, you can understand that Buddhism is neither pessimistic nor optimistic, but Buddhism is realistic because it takes a realistic view of life. To understand the Four Noble Truths, we should realize the three characteristics of our existence or our world. We contact things in our environment with our sense organs, namely eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin or body and mind, and we build our own existence or own world by attaching to pleasant things with lust, unpleasant things with hatred, and neutral things with delusion. There are three characteristics of our existence or our world. They are as follows. The first and the main characteristic of our existence is that the things we like or love do not remain as we want. In other words, the things we like or love change against our will. This characteristic is called anicca in the Pali language. The second characteristic of our existence or our world is suffering. Because the things we like or love change against our will, we have to suffer from dissatisfaction, frustration, and mental stress. Further, we know that mental sufferings cause diseases which cause physical suffering also. This characteristic is called dukkha in the Pali language. The third characteristic of our existence or our world is worthlessness or uselessness. Because the things we like or love change against our will, we have to suffer a lot. Therefore, our existence is worthless. This characteristic is called anatta in the Pali language. If you want further information on these three characteristics of our existence, watch my video titled The Three Characteristics of Our Existence. If we deeply think about our life, we can understand that the amount of sufferings we experience is much greater than that of happiness or pleasure. Most people realize this truth in their middle or old age. If you realize this truth and want to get rid of suffering, you should follow the path leading to the cessation of suffering, and it is the Noble Eightfold Path. Keeping these facts in our mind, now let us study the Four Noble Truths in detail. The Four Noble Truths are as follows: the noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of the cause of suffering, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, and the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Now let us study these Four Noble Truths in detail. The first noble truth, the noble truth of suffering. If you realize the noble truth of suffering, you will be able to realize the other three noble truths easily. Therefore, follow this description attentively. There are two kinds of suffering. The first kind is the suffering that everybody can understand, and the second kind is the suffering that only the wise people can understand. Now let us study sufferings that everybody can understand. Sufferings caused by unpleasant things or unpleasant happenings come under this category. They are as follows. When our sense organs, namely eye, ear, nose, tongue, body or skin and mind, receive unpleasant stimuli, we experience mental suffering, physical suffering, or both. This statement can be explained in the following way. When we see unpleasant visuals, hear unpleasant sounds or news, smell unpleasant odors, taste unpleasant food, touch unpleasant things, or think about unpleasant thoughts, we feel mental suffering, physical suffering, or both. Aging of beloved ones and decay of the things we like cause suffering. Beloved ones falling ill and damage to the things we like cause suffering. Death of beloved ones and destruction of the things we like cause suffering. Separation from beloved ones or conditions causes suffering. Not getting what we like causes suffering. Other than these, sorrow, lamentation, distress, grief, and despair are the different kinds of suffering we experience, especially when our beloved ones die. Average people or worldlings usually have to experience these kinds of sufferings in their lives and can understand these sufferings irrespective of their race, creed, faith, gender, or social status. Therefore, the Lord Buddhas do not need to explain these sufferings to people. If so, what is the special type of suffering that the Lord Buddhas discover and explain to us? It is the suffering that only wise people can understand. The Lord Buddhas discover and explain to us how pleasant things, beloved ones, and sensual pleasure or gratification become the cause of suffering. Most people can't understand how beloved ones or pleasant things cause suffering because momentary sensual pleasure or gratification hides the truth. Now let us try to understand how beloved ones and pleasant things cause sufferings such as dissatisfaction, frustration, and mental stress. You can understand it if you carefully study the following questions and answers. Do we feel happy or sad if one of our family members dies? We feel very sad. Do we feel happy or sad if one of our close relations dies? We feel sad. Do we feel happy or sad if an unknown person dies? We don't feel sad. Do we feel happy or sad if we lose something we like? We feel very sad. Do we feel happy or sad if we lose something we don't like? We don't feel sad. If we carefully study these questions and answers, we can understand that the things we love or like give us more suffering than other things. Now, let us study how attaching to pleasant things with lust causes suffering in detail. This is a very difficult fact to understand. Unless the Lord Buddha had explained this fact to his followers, we couldn't have understood it. In our day-to-day life, we experience pleasant things, namely pleasant visuals, pleasant sounds, pleasant smells, pleasant tastes, pleasant touches, and pleasant thoughts as a result of wholesome activities we did in the past. If we attach to pleasant things with lust and try to fulfill our sensual desires, we experience momentary sensual pleasure or gratification. That is why we always try to own pleasant things and attach to them with lust. But gratification does not remain as we want, it declines against our will. Therefore, we have to experience mental sufferings such as dissatisfaction, frustration, and mental stress. Besides, sensual desires are insatiable. This means that we can't fulfill our sensual desires however much we try. Most people do not know that sensual desires are insatiable and sensual pleasure or gratification declines against their will. Therefore, they attach to pleasant things with lust and try to fulfill their sensual desires. But they get dissatisfied, frustrated, and lead a stressful life because fulfilling sensual desires is impossible. Suffering that we experience because of decline of gratification is called Viparinama Dukkha in the Pali language. The most dangerous fact of trying to fulfill insatiable sensual desires is getting involved in unwholesome activities and producing unwholesome energy which causes suffering sooner or later. This means that when people try to fulfill their insatiable sensual desires, they probably get involved in unwholesome activities, namely killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, slandering, harsh speech, frivolous talks, covetousness, hatred, and false view. These unwholesome activities produce unwholesome energy which causes suffering to the doers sooner or later in the sorrowful cycle of rebirth. When we consider these facts, we can understand that attaching to pleasant things with lust and trying to fulfill insatiable sensual desires causes suffering in two ways as explained. Now let us study how attaching to unpleasant things with hatred causes suffering. In our day-to-day life, we experience unpleasant visuals, unpleasant sounds, unpleasant smells, unpleasant tastes, unpleasant touches, and unpleasant thoughts as a result of unwholesome activities we did in the past. If we attach to these unpleasant things with hatred, our hatred about these unpleasant things increases. Then we burn with hatred and it is harmful to our health. Further, if we attach to unpleasant people with hatred, we probably try to take revenge from those people by unwholesome activities such as hitting, scolding, lying, slandering, and so on. These unwholesome activities produce unwholesome energy which causes suffering to the doer sooner or later. This suffering is called dukkha dukkha in the Pali language. Now let us study how attaching to neutral things with delusion causes suffering. Thinking that neutral things remain as we want or neutral things do not change against our will is a delusion, because neutral things can change against our will at any moment. Therefore, if we attach to neutral things with delusion, we have to experience sufferings such as dissatisfaction, frustration, and mental stress. This suffering is called Sankhara Dukkha in the Pali language. Now let us summarize the facts of the noble truth of suffering. The word suffering in the context of Buddhism mainly means mental sufferings such as dissatisfaction, frustration, and mental stress. Further, we know that mental suffering leads to physical suffering also. There are two kinds of sufferings. The first kind is the suffering that everybody can understand, and the second kind is the suffering that only the wise people can understand, and it is the suffering created by trying to fulfill insatiable sensual desires. Further, if we deeply think of our life, we realize that the amount of sufferings we experience is much greater than that of happiness or pleasure. Therefore, we should remember attaching to pleasant things with lust, unpleasant things with hatred, and neutral things with delusion is the cause of all suffering. In other words, we should perform our duties and responsibilities without getting involved in unwholesome activities, namely killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, slandering, harsh speech, frivolous talks, covetousness, hatred, and false view. As a summary, all the kinds of sufferings have been mentioned in one statement in discourses which describe the Four Noble Truths. The statement is that the five aggregates of attachment are suffering. This means that we are composed of five aggregates, namely the aggregate of forms, the aggregate of feelings, the aggregate of perception, the aggregate of volitions, and the aggregate of consciousness. And if we attach to these five aggregates with lust, hatred, or delusion, the five aggregates of attachment form. The five aggregates and the five aggregates of attachment do not remain as we want and decline against our will, so that we have to suffer. This is the meaning of the statement that the five aggregates of attachment are suffering. Now let us study the second noble truth, the noble truth of the cause of suffering. I have already explained the cause of suffering while explaining the noble truth of suffering. As I explained, attaching to pleasant things with lust, unpleasant things with hatred, and neutral things with delusion is the cause of all suffering. Using the word craving, 3 kinds of cravings are described as the cause of sufferings. They are as follows: the craving for sensual pleasures, which is called kama tanha in the Pali language; the craving for posts and positions, which is called bhavatanha in the Pali language; and the craving for maintaining the posts and positions, which is called vibhavatanha in the Pali language. Now let us study the third noble truth, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Not attaching to pleasant things with lust, unpleasant things with hatred, and neutral things with delusion ceases all the forms of suffering. In other words, what we have to do to get rid of suffering is not to attach pleasant things with lust, not to attach unpleasant things with hatred, and not to attach neutral things with delusion. In short, we should get rid of all the forms of craving to cease suffering. Now let us study the fourth noble truth, the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. It is the Noble Eightfold Path that we should follow to get rid of suffering and attain enlightenment. This path has 8 factors that we should develop. They are as follows: right understanding, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. The Noble Eightfold Path is the main path that we should follow to get rid of suffering, attain enlightenment, and experience eternal happiness. Therefore, we should carefully study it. I will explain the Noble Eightfold Path in detail in the next video. Before I conclude this lecture, I would like to remind you the facts you should realize and follow to get rid of suffering and attain enlightenment. Firstly, you should realize the 3 characteristics of existence explained at the beginning of this lecture. Secondly, you should realize that the amount of sufferings you experience in your life is much greater than that of happiness or pleasure. After that, you should live without attaching to pleasant things with lust, unpleasant things with hatred, and neutral things with delusion, because lust, hatred, and delusion are the main causes of suffering. In short, we should accomplish 4 functions to get rid of suffering and attain enlightenment. They are as follows: suffering should be comprehended, the cause of suffering should be eradicated, the cessation of suffering should be achieved, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering should be developed. If you follow these instructions of the Lord Buddha, you can lead a contented life, and a day will come when you get rid of all sufferings and experience eternal happiness. Now I conclude this lecture expecting to explain the Noble Eightfold Path in the next video. May you be happy.